Hey guys, I thought I'd do something a little different for this video. I fished a tournament today on Wheeler Lake, and I was thinking every tournament has a story to tell, whether you win or you lose. Usually something unique happens, and today it kind of did. So I had some preconceived notions. I've been catching them on the jig, and the water's been kind of dirty, and I didn't get over there to look at it or anything. I just kind of showed up and just winged it. And I started out with the jig because I've been doing really good with that jig. And I noticed the water was really clear. And Wheeler has a lot of floating grass like Gunnersville, and it's just a pain to fish in. I mean, some areas you can't even fish it. It seems like. So then I thought, well, I'll just flick the beaver around and see what happens. And I caught one right away after I changed.
The old beaver strikes again.
And I went down the bank a little bit, and there was a bluff end, and there's a few little stumps mixed in there, and I caught another one. So then I'm thinking, oh, okay, it'll be all right. And so, I have been catching them on the bluffs. They're real shallow bluffs, though. They're not deep bluffs on that jig. But the water really cleared up. And usually when that happens, for some reason, they just lay off the jig a little bit. So I was fishing for a little while longer, and I pulled in the pocket, and I catch a little one. So now I have three, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, the weights are going to be lower today, I think, because the water's clear. Because it's been taking, mid 20s to low 20s to win. And I kept fishing, and, I just wasn't really doing well. So then I said, well, let me go check some docks, on some of these little cuts. And I pull into this first cut, and I break one off.
No.
So I'm thinking, dang, man. It happens to everybody, but it's so frustrating. And so, I threw a little fit. And then I pull into this next pocket, and I flick up there by the dock, and I'm reeling it in, and I look down, and there's a big one following me. And I kind of drop it down, and he just didn't bite it. So I'm thinking, okay, You know, I'll just let it rest for a minute. I'll go around, fish a couple docks over there, and just your classic North Alabama thing happens. You get no peace down here. Like, you know, let's say you're fishing around and you'd be like, oh, I'll go over there in a minute. Well, then by the time you say a minute, it's too late for someone in there. And that's kind of what happened here. I kind of was going to swing around, fish a couple docks, and let that fish set back up, and maybe I could catch it. And it was a nice fish, you know. So then I fish around there, turn around, and there's some guy already in there. I mean, literally 20 yards away from me. But, you know, that's how it is down here. You get no peace on the water down here in the tournament. And it's a little frustrating sometimes, but anyway, so then I'm thinking, you know, after that happens, I'm frustrated. I broke a fish off. I had one follow me in, and I got to deal with some guy up my ass, and I get revenge on him though. And so then I'm thinking, what am I gonna do? You know, it's probably 11:30, and I started off good, and I'm struggling. So then I said, well, let me go run some trees, you know, some trees. I'll just drive around and I'll start flipping some trees because I know they're moving up, and that's usually, you know, you can catch a few fish doing that. So I pull up to this tree and I catch a nice one, like 4 3/4. And then I'm thinking, well, man, if I can catch 2 more like that, I might have a shot. So I started fishing, and I don't know what really changed, if it was the beaver or the fish just moved up, but I mean, I just caught the crap out of them there the last 2 hours. But I didn't really upgrade too much, you know. I had maybe 14 pounds, but I had three really good, you know, 3 really good fish. And I fished a little area, and I caught a small keeper smallmouth, and another one that I culled out, but it wasn't much. have about a half hour left, and there's this little section of docks on Wheeler. You know, there's some big flats, and there's just like these 6 docks where the river channel just pulls into that bank. And I pull in there, and the fish are moving up, so I don't really care to fish behind somebody at this time of year, as long as it can rest for a little while, you know. And so I pull in there, and I'm fish this dock, and I get nothing. I go to the next one, and some guy's kind of, I don't know what he's doing. It looked like he was putting a cover on his pontoon or something. I go to the next dock from him, and I catch a nice one. And then the next dock up, I got, I don't know, 10 minutes. And I flip in there, and it's the last dock in the line. And I catch another nice one, call out again. So then I'm thinking, man, I might be okay, but I still wasn't sure because I broke that one off, and it felt like a big fish. And I had that big one, probably 5-6 pounder, follow me out from that dock, and I'm thinking I just missed the opportunity. And you know, that's how most tournaments are. You're this close to winning and losing a lot, and that's what happened today. So you know, I think, well, you know, I got 16, 17, maybe more, you know, I'm not sure. And I knew it was going to be a little tougher because when the water clears up, it just changes everything. When it's muddy, you could just catch bass everywhere down here. I mean, it's really awesome. So I pull into weigh-in, and you know, there's some good guys in this tournament, and I know some of them, and I'm just like, you know, I had an opportunity and just screwed it up. You know that feeling, you know. So I get my bag and I come into weigh-in, and there's only two people behind me, and this one guy, he's kind of just watching the weigh-in, and then he said, you know, you got some nice fish, and I was like, oh yeah, it was pretty fun. You know, the last 2 hours I really caught a lot of fish, just small ones, you know, and so I go and I empty in my fish in the basket, gonna weigh them in. And he said, man, Mr. Dan, you caught him today, you know. And I was like, man, it was okay. I'm still bummed out, you know, because I saw that big fish and I got my line broke. And, you know, I'm still kind of frustrated because, you know, you don't get an opportunity to win a tournament very often, you know. And I asked him, I said, hey, what's leading? And he goes, it looks like you are. And you know, it kind of changes your day. I was like, oh, really? So I weighed him up, and it was 16.98, and you know, that's pretty low to win down here, but I think it was just the conditions, and the floating eelgrass was just, I've never seen it so bad. And I think that caused a lot of problems and for people. And so I go release my fish and take care of them, and there was two guys behind me left, so I'm thinking, well, I got third, you know, I'll get my money back today, you know, at least. So I wasn't really thinking nothing of it, and I come into weigh-in, and they're done by then, and I come circle around, and I look at the standings, and I had won, so, you know, it felt pretty good, you know. Every time you win a tournament, you got to cherish that. I don't care if it's club or pro or what, because you don't know when it's going to come again, you know. Sometimes I win 2-3 times a year, and sometimes I win once. You know, you just never know, but the feeling is just great. So anyway, you know, every like I said, every tournament has a story, and that was a story. Today I was frustrated and just thinking, why do I do this? You know, I'm sure everybody's like that. But then I caught that fish off that tree, that, you know, nice 4 3/4, and that kind of changed my day around, and I had fun after that. But here's the bait I was using. It's just, you know, Reaction Innovation Sweet Beaver and a 5/16 ounce tungsten weight and a 3/0 owner jungle flipping hook. And that's it. You know, it works well when that grass is just overwhelming areas that you're fishing. You can kind of throw it in there and shake it through there, and you know, luckily it worked out. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I don't know what I'm going to do next for a video. I know I'm fishing the Big Bass tournament on Gunnersville, so I don't know, maybe that'll be pretty good. And I really want to go crappie fishing. The trees are starting to bud now, and usually that's crappie time, so I don't know, maybe I'll do that this coming weekend. But until next time, thanks for watching.